techniques, and the first one that we want to look at is the idea of like shot prompting. And there's zero shot, there's one shot, and there's few shot. To focus in first on what we call zero shot, this is basically you're starting with a blank slate, and you want to just throw something at Copilot or throw something at the large language model and get a direct answer back, right? And you can see the example here is like, give me a checklist for opening procedures for a coffee shop. You know, I don't need a specific structure necessarily. I don't have examples in my mind that I want you to follow a model. I just need something, right? Get me this. So that's the idea of zero shot prompting. And Andy, we've got the idea or the example up on the screen. Do we want to go ahead and run that
Yeah.
in Copilot? So you could do this, in a couple different places. The first one, obviously, is you could do this in like Copilot chat. You could do, some brainstorming type of sessions, but you can also do it in Word as well. And I like the idea of Copilot in Word for this because I can say, and I get the place that I could save back a document. So this is something that I learned in a Copilot class that was taught by Microsoft for EY. Did you know that you can do I think it's doc or word.new, I think is what it's called. Yeah, you can do word.new and like excel.new, and it takes you to a new document.
Oh, wow.
Did you know that?
I know that. No.
Apparently Microsoft owns like .new, and you could do word.new and it'll make you a new Word document. Isn't that
wow.
crazy? So because I did word.new, I've got Word open, and we've got the magical Copilot up in the upper corner. And we can do a zero shot prompt here. So give me a checklist of opening procedures for a coffee shop, right? We're not really getting super specific. This is what my coffee shop's about. Like, I just need like, how do you start up a coffee shop, right? So it's going to create that for me over here on the side. And I'm really in the kind of answer and response area where it's, giving me some ideas, and I can kind of take that, I could copy and send it over, or I could start with a draft over there. I actually lost the button. There it is. Whenever you open up a brand new document, you've got the area that you can draft in. So rather than like kind of ideating on the side, I could say like, okay, actually just give it to me in the document itself. Did I mess that up? I think I lost the text. I think it's weird because I'm in dark mode. There we go. Good grief. Okay, so we're going to have it generate a document, and then that way I can go ahead and I can rename that and put it into a place. And it's like you're not having to go back to your chat history. You've got an actual document that now you can share with somebody else. And then, Alex Wilbur from Contoso can also collaboratively edit this with you. So we can go ahead and keep that. There's our checklist for like opening day, and we can save that over in a special spot if we want to. Like if we had, a Microsoft team for Jolly Roger Java, operation manual, that might be where that would get saved. Another thing that comes to mind, Andy, is doing this in Microsoft Loop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing like a zero shot, like maybe you're creating like the employee manual, right? And you're just starting out. You're not really like branding everything around Jolly Roger Java theme yet, but you're creating like your employee manual. Loop workspace might be like a perfect place for that. And you could create and do those zero shot techniques within Microsoft Loop as well, right?
Yeah. I can come on the screen for that one.
Okay.
So I'm already in a Loop workspace that's built around prompting. We'll just
Mhm.
go in, and what I want to do is draft some page content here inside of Microsoft Loop. And I can do basically the same example that John has. Create an opening checklist. And so we'll run the same thing over here. I'm curious to see how the results that we're going to get here are going to match up with the zero shot that you just drafted. I've noticed over the last few months that the results are starting to be a little bit more consistent as I go across different Copilot experiences. For anybody
Mhm.
who joined in with us in the past couple of 365 deep dives, we talked a little bit about like the Copilot notebook, and I showed a couple of examples of going from public Copilot to Copilot with enterprise protected data to Copilot for Microsoft 365 and Copilot Notebook. And there were the results were very, very consistent going across all three of those. So here I've got the opening checklist drafted inside of Loop. You saw how quick that was for that to actually
Mhm.
pull up. But I'd be curious. We can get back and compare in just a moment around the results that you got whenever you ran this inside of Word. But the main thing to take away from this technique is a zero shot. We haven't provided much context other than we gave it an ask. We want an opening checklist, and it's for a coffee shop. The opening
Mhm.
checklist is the ask. The coffee shop is the context that that it's using for that output. And then it went ahead and gave us a bulleted list of items. I've got about 10 or 12 items on my list. So that's the zero shot technique for prompting. And we've seen it now.